A lot of people move to Idaho thinking that it's all roses and daisies. But believe me, for all the pros, there's definitely some cons. Stay tuned to learn about them on this episode of Living Life North Idaho. What's up guys? My name is Trent and this is Living Life North Idaho, located in beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene. If this is your first time to our channel and you're interested in learning everything there is to know about what life is like living in North Idaho, then you have found the right place. Make sure you tap that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so every week when we come out with a new video, you get notified. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We get contacted all of the time from people who are looking to get relocated here. So if this is you, make sure that you contact us, shoot us an email, give us a call, message our pager. Just kidding, we don't have one of those, but whatever it takes, just get a hold of us. We would love talking to you. We love helping people get relocated here because we ourselves had to do it, and being able to have someone guide us through that process would have been extremely valuable. So that's what we want to offer to you. Now, let's dive in. The pros and cons of living in North Idaho. I'm sure if you are even considering moving here, you've heard about some wonderful stuff. But along with that wonderful stuff is also some not so wonderful stuff. So first thing I want to talk about is our 4 seasons. I'm sure you've heard of it. We have a wonderful summer where the lakes get nice and warm and the boating is awesome and it's so much fun, the fishing and all of it. And then you go into fall and you think, oh my gosh, fall is so wonderful. The leaves are so pretty. My spiced latte, pumpkin, whatever, tastes so good if you're into that thing. And then you go into winter and the first snow is wonderful and the second snow is okay. And the third snow is all right, and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth, and yes, it snows a lot. So if that's not something you're used to, you need to prepare for it. You gotta have a good vehicle, you gotta have studded snow tires or chains, and you gotta make sure that you dress appropriately because there are some days where it can dip below the negatives. Now, I've been here 28 years, so I've seen it snow in June, but it isn't totally out of the question for temperatures to drop really low. So yes, we do have wonderful 4 seasons. Spring also is fabulous, but winter can get a little bit brutal. So you need to know that before you make the decision to move here. Next, I am sure you have heard this pro, we have very affordable housing. When I bought my first house in 2009, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet in an HOA neighborhood for like $160,000. My second house a few years later was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath on 1/3 of an acre with a shop, newly updated for $224,000. Yeah. Now, those prices don't really exist anymore. It has gone up. My first house would probably sell today for around $290,000, $300,000, and my second house probably about $425,000. Now, that's still very affordable for what you're getting, but compared to when I moved here in 1992, where my parents' first house was like $90,000, it feels like it's getting expensive. And the more people that move here with their cash, the prices are gonna continue to go up. But compared to most of the other places in Oregon and Washington and California, it's still very affordable. But my recommendation, of course, would be get here sooner rather than later because I can't guarantee how long it's gonna remain affordable. Next on the agenda is taxes. Yes. Property taxes. We have very low property taxes compared to the rest of the country. 0.9% in downtown Coeur d'Alene. So a $500,000 home, you're talking $4,500 a year in property taxes. We also have homeowners exemption. So if your primary residence is in Idaho, you only pay 50% of your actual home value and the first acre of land is not taxed. Yeah. I think that's pretty sweet. So we do have some awesome property taxes. Now, the con that you might not have heard of is we have sales tax of 6% on almost everything. We also have income tax that can range between 1.2 and 6.9%. So what can I say? The state is gonna get its money somehow, and this is how we do it, so. Now next, you have probably heard of this one if you're a golfer. We have golf, and more golf. There is so many golf courses up here. It's ridiculous. Between Coeur d'Alene, Liberty Lake, Spokane, I'm pretty sure there's like 24. I haven't even been to all of them, but I'm really not that great of a golfer. But yes, we have a ton of golf. So if you're into golfing, this is the place to be. Now the con to this, you do not get year-round golfing. I don't think you'll ever get year-round golfing. You are going to have a 4 to 5 month break where it is covered in snow. And even if it's not, the conditions are pretty terrible. We have had winters where there's not a lot of snow, but I don't think you're gonna wanna be out there. So if you are a hardcore golfer and you wanna golf all year round, you might wanna save up on those air miles because you're just not gonna get it here. Next, we have very low crime here in Idaho. I actually, in my 20s, worked for an electronic security company, and a majority of the sales and installs were on the Washington side. So living here, things are very, very safe. As far as the safest cities in Idaho go, Rathdrum is number 4, Post Falls is number 10, and Coeur d'Alene is number 17 out of the 24 cities that were rated. Now the con to this is when I moved here, you didn't even really have to lock your car or your house, but as the population has grown, that's not really an option anymore. There's been several times that I left my house, forgot to lock it, and I wasn't too worried and nothing happened. But it's not like it used to be, and I imagine as the population continues to grow, these numbers might change, but man, I'll tell you, I always feel very safe walking downtown, going to my house. It's just never been an issue. And that's pretty awesome, especially coming from a place like California. Now, this one I think is really cool, especially considering the day and age that we live in of the Amazon and eBays and all that. We have a lot of locally owned ma and pa shops in North Idaho still. And so downtown Coeur d'Alene, there's a whole bunch of them. We really try to support them and keep them open. But along those lines too, we don't have a lot of major shopping areas. You have your North 40, your Best Buy, your Cabela's, and your Walmarts, but our mall, not really a spot that's awesome. And really, the shopping that you're gonna wanna do is over in Spokane, which isn't too bad. It's 30 to 40 minute drive. You've got your Macy's, your Nordstrom's, your Burlington Coat Factory, your REI's. So if you are into shopping, you can just go 30 or 40 minutes over into Spokane. It's not the best case scenario, but that's kind of what makes North Idaho special is not a lot of big corporations have moved here yet. And so you still have kind of that rural town feel that I really like. Now, another pro that is very widely known is that North Idaho has a ton of lakes. I haven't even been to all of them, and I've been up here for 28 years, but I do have several favorites. Lake Coeur d'Alene is definitely by far my favorite lake. I go here all of the time. You have Tubbs Hill that's awesome for hiking. You got private little beaches that you can camp out there, not overnight, but you can camp there for the day and not get bothered by too many people. Hayden Lake is an absolutely gorgeous lake. This lake stays a little bit warmer through the summer, and it's really awesome for wake surfing because it's not as big of a lake, so you don't have as many waves or as many boaters out there. Lake Kokolala is really awesome. This is definitely one of the smaller lakes, but there was a really awesome camp that I used to go there when I was a kid, and I have some awesome memories of that place. Lastly is Pond Array. That is by far the coolest lake. I don't even know if they know how deep it is. They do actually submarine testing out there for the Navy because the lake is so deep and so big, and the fishing out there is really, really awesome. Now, the con to this is that when I moved here, you did not have a weight putting your boat in the water from a trailer. Now, in those local lakes that I just mentioned, you're probably gonna have a little bit of a wait, especially Coeur d'Alene and Hayden around the holidays. You could be waiting 30, 40 minutes to put your boat in. So if this is something you're serious about doing and you're into boating, try to make sure that you find a slip that you can rent or buy a house on the lake that has a dock, and that would probably be the best case scenario, but I know that's not an option for everybody. But if it is, let's be friends. Now, the last one, and this one I love, we have some of the most amazing restaurants up here. A lot of them are locally owned. They make their own craft beer at some of these places. I mean, it is really awesome. So some of them I like to mention. Cedars is a floating restaurant on Lake Coeur d'Alene. They have awesome seafood and amazing steak. You have Bardnay's, which is right around a man-made lake near the Riverstone area. And they have awesome craft drinks and really awesome food. And one of my favorite pubs is Crown and Thistle right on Sherman and 4th. They have traditional English food and ales, and they are some of the nicest people. So if you do come here, even just to visit, make sure you check them out. One of the cons of having so many just locally owned restaurants is that not all of them are sensitive to food allergies. So if you do have a sensitivity like me, I can't eat garlic. It can be kind of a challenge to go out and eat. Oftentimes they won't totally know if it has something in it, and you'll find out later if it did. I've had that happen a few times. It kind of sucks, but you get to know certain restaurants that will adhere to some of your sensitivities, and those are the ones that I go to. That's it from me, guys. That is my list of pros and cons that I think everyone should know about before they move to North Idaho. And if that's you and you're serious about wanting to relocate, give us a call, shoot us an email or a text. Number should be right down there somewhere. But yeah, we love talking to people who are serious about moving here because this is a really awesome place to live. And we think not everyone should live here, only the people who want to. But if that's you, give us a call. All right, until next time, I will see you guys on the next video.